Ja, hallo und herzlich willkommen, liebe Feingeister, zurück in unserer Tasting Lounge hier im Feingeist in Mömbris. Heute mal wieder ein Video hinter den Kulissen für euch. Kein Whisky der Woche, auch wenn wir hier einen Whisky stehen haben. Wir haben heute ja, einen besonderen Gast bei uns. Deswegen entschuldige ich mich auch gleich dafür. Der größte Teil des Videos wird auf Englisch stattfinden. Ich werde natürlich versuchen, zwischendrin ein bisschen zu übersetzen. Für euch gar kein Thema. Aber es gibt auch wieder welche nur auf Deutsch. Das ist heute auch für uns ein bisschen Premiere mit der englischen Sprache. Deswegen würde ich jetzt auch direkt überleiten zu unserem Gast. So, yeah, I did a quick introduction, like prepared everyone that we might talk a bit English.
Yes, thank you for the English.
Yeah, and I said we have a guest today. And I will pass the word on to you.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
What do you do? Why are you here?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm Mark van der Vijver. I'm the International Sales Manager for Morrison Scotch Whisky Distillers. Yeah. And we took the opportunity to come along and visit and see this incredible store with loads of whiskey and all sorts of other things, as well as introduce some exciting new products which Morrison's rolling out. And today wanted to also just talk a little bit more in depth about a couple of the products that we've got in the ranges.
Exactly. And some of you might remember, I also had a very recent video with one of your products, the 12 years old Perth.
Yes,
that's also
correct.
One of your products.
It is.
Yeah.
So Old Perth is all about full-term sherry matured blended malt. And we've got a new limited edition, which we'll tell you guys about shortly.
Yeah. But today I would say we are quite on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Yes, that's right. So Speyside to Islay.
Exactly.
So the Mactala range or brand is really important to the Morrison family, who obviously have had a long history with Islay and owning Bowmore. So we launched this a few years ago to really bring the family back to the island and reconnect that romance.
And I really like it. I mean, you guys know me by now. If there's peat on the bottle somewhere, I'm all for it. So
absolutely. So we've got the Terra, the Mara, and the Strata within the core range that you can get all the time, and it's in the store as well. And the concept that the Morrisons had was to really show that Islay is multi-dimensional when it comes to taste. It's not just about big peat. There's a lot of different things flavor-wise that you can discover. And the Strata 15-year-old is the aged product in the range, and possibly the most complex when it comes to flavors and balance of flavors.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yes.
More time in the barrel means usually more depth to the whiskey.
Yes. And the name Strata is Latin for it comes from stratum, which is layers. So it's about the layered rock formations on the coastline and on the island as well. And it's about this balance of layers of flavor, which we'll hopefully discover.
Yeah. So it's all the names like that. Yeah, I mean,
yes.
Terra, Earth, I would guess.
Yeah, classic Islay. It's about the peat. It's about classic Islay. Mara is maritime, as you'd imagine. So it's coastal, it's wild, it's adventurous, cask strength. I think we agree it's maybe our favorite, maybe in the range.
I mean, it's the one that sits at home.
Yes, same for me. Not meant to have any favorites, but I do.
I mean, we have our own whiskies as independent bottlers as well.
Yes.
I shouldn't have favorites, but obviously I do. I mean,
of course, absolutely.
Then I have one question for you right now, as the expert in this scenario. What's your opinion about how much time in the glass does the whiskey need before you drink it?
That's a great question. And personally, I don't think there's an answer for it. So, when it comes to the likes of something like the Terra, it is ready to drink. It is accessible. And you can have it in the glass, and I think you can start enjoying it straight away. Last year we had a limited edition, which was a red wine barrique limited edition, and it took a lot of time in the glass
to develop all the glasses.
I would always encourage people, that particular single malt to, you know, 10, 15 minutes, you really get the opulence of the red fruits coming through. So it depends on the whiskey. It depends on the ABV, as you know, as well. I mean, I think the Strata 15 is something that you can enjoy straight away, but also it's got a really long finish as well. So there's not much waiting, really.
Yeah, we have 46 ABV,
Yes. But then maybe the Mara, maybe just a few minutes to let it kind of calm down a little bit. You know, 58.2%. But it's all very well integrated. What's your experience with time in the glass?
It's like almost as stupid as it sounds, like the same answer as you gave.
Okay.
For me, it really depends on the whiskey. If I have some, without it sounding too negative, like a very basic whiskey, like pure bourbon cask maturation and stuff like that, especially Islay, they usually don't take too much time in the glass to develop to be there. But if you have or oftentimes if you have something more complex with different casks involved, or especially blends, I made the observation that blends sometimes really change over the time. So you have very different whiskies, like depending on 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Yes.
That's why I asked, because I was like, I couldn't see any regularity in it. It really depends from whiskey to whiskey for me.
Yes, yeah. But this is also the joy, I think, of drinking whiskey, is how it evolves in the glass. I think there's two ways of drinking whiskey. There's putting it in your glass, and then there's just drinking it. And then there's putting it in your glass and having a sip and leaving it and then having a sip. And I prefer the second, the second way of doing, where you watch the liquid evolve and develop and oxidize. And
I think that's the case for at least most people I know in the space we are here, like in terms of fine guys and people who drink whiskey for the enjoyment,
the appreciation,
calming down, have something nice to drink. And that's when you just start like pouring it in your glass and then just have 20 minutes, half an hour just for yourself drinking the whiskey. It's nice.
Sounds perfect.
So I would say
should we go ahead?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Is there anything you want to mention, especially about Mactala, the Strata here?
Yes. I mean, both the Terra and the Mara are American oak matured. And this is predominantly the same, but we've added a touch of Oloroso sherry matured single malt in this particular single malt bottling. So for me, the summary of this experience is a delicate balance of smoke and sherried sweetness, which I find quite elegant. It's something that I think you can take your time with and enjoy. So yeah.
Yeah, and I guess, like as most stuff I've seen from you guys, it's natural color, non-chill filtration, non-chill filtered.
Correct. Yeah. So really authentic, authentic liquid.
That's how I like whiskey.
Yeah, it's the way it should be. It's the way it should be, for sure.
Yeah. So now I have to say now, guys, I'm not sure if I tried it before. I had some Mactalas before, but I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, but also, like you mentioned, the Mara earlier for the maritime,
yes, the saltiness.
Influences. But I also got this here, like
a hint of it,
a hint of salt.
For sure.
Not too hard on the, not too much of it, not the typical iodine stuff. That's not
just some smoked barley and
and again, not too much in your face with the smoke. It's there, it's present, but it's almost politely within the nose.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's quite gentle. And even now, just a few seconds really in the glass, more of the fruit is coming through. And
yeah, but also for me, like I'm now getting a bit more of the, let's call it brininess of the whiskey. Like for me, I don't know if it's for everyone, but I just say what I
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but the fruit definitely comes, yeah.
Yeah. And it's always a difficult combination to, you know, not let the sherry overpower. You want some of the distillery character to keep coming through. You want a balance of some good fruit there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I had it especially with some heavier Islay stuff when they used, like, let's say, sherry or whatever casks. There's often two different kind of whiskey that you develop. Some don't take the fruit at all. It's just too overpowering, like the peat, the smoke, the character of the whiskey itself, and so the cask doesn't matter.
Yeah,
almost. And then you have the stuff that's, like you said, like it's too overpowering. Like the sherry is too much. But I don't have it here. Like it's in there. The fruit is there. It's I think a very light, fresh fruitiness I get. But it's not overpowering, and I don't have to look or search for it in it.
Yes,
so,
great.
Quite nice.
Okay, we describe this as rich and balanced.
I mean, yeah.
But the palate will refer more to the richness.
Yeah, I would say slange.
Slange.
Oh yeah, in the finish there's the smoke. Yeah.
There it comes, So 40%, 46%, forgive me. For me, 46% really good drinking strength. And that really long finish now. Yeah,
it stays. And it's not like other whiskies I already had, like where everything vanishes and one single note stays. It's even the finish is quite complex, I would say. There's some different stuff. Obviously, I have the peat, I have the smoke, I have some ash, some coal from a taste, but I also have some, I would always say, herbal notes that are left. Something like in those kind of stuff. I'm not sure about yet how I would name it correctly. But in that direction.
I can understand. Yes. Just gentle spice.
Yeah.
Just gentle spice.
But not much at all, especially not for something that's 15 years in barrels.
Yeah.
It's very polite. It's really polite.
Yes. Yeah. I often, and my wife will kill me. I think when I think of this as my family, so I've got two boys. So the Terror is my youngest son.
Yeah.
Very straightforward. He does what I ask him to do. And then I also have a teenager who's turning 13 this year. So things are getting quite interesting at home. And he's like the Mara. He's a little bit more adventurous and he likes to maybe push the boundaries. And then for me, the 15-year-old is my wife. It's a bit more complicated. It's aged, but it's very elegant, and it's something that you can take your time with and enjoy it. So I'm sure she'll be pleased with that reference.
No, but in all honesty, it's very well rounded. There's nothing that's too potent or too much in the background for me.
Yes, no big edges or anything to it.
No, nothing. It's not too rough. It's really well rounded and smooth, and yet still we have that typical Islay feeling. Yeah, so it's nice. It's really nice.
And different to the others. So again, just a completely different perspective of flavors that you can get from Islay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are different flavors on Islay.
absolutely, for sure. And then speaking of that, we've got an exciting new limited edition that's coming out.
I heard.
Yes, that's right. So we will be releasing a Mactala PX limited edition. in the beginning of June. We're actually going to launch it. It's an official Fegile bottling, so we'll be launching it there. But we've got bottles coming to Germany.
Yeah, and as we talked earlier, we also get some bottles, so you can get them here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, really looking forward to that. Getting really good initial feedback, and yeah, quite a exciting development for Mactala as a whiskey brand.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to complain about it. It's nice Islay whiskey for a still decent price. So, yeah, what's not to like?
Absolutely, good.
I mean, I have to be honest. Yeah, I'm someone who really likes drinking whiskey outside of my job here. Yeah, so it's always nice to see some honest, straightforward whiskey at a decent price point.
Good, and you know your whiskies so well, so it's good to have that. Yeah, you do. You try very well. Yeah, the store is remarkable. It's such a pleasure to visit and meet you guys, and yeah, really exciting.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. So I would say that's most of it what we wanted to talk about, like new release. Yes. I'm really interested in, and as I said, we will get some bottles so you can get them here, and I may or may not also release a video on that one. Might happen. Yeah, is there anything else you really want to share? Want people to know?
I think that's it. You know, we both the Mactala and the Old Perth brands have had an exciting few years recently. We're trying to continue to you know, bring new experiences, both with new products, but also with events, opportunities. You know, we're going to be at the Islay Whisky Festival. If any of you are going, please come and visit us at the Macquarie Hotel in Golf Resort. And yeah, we want to just kind of keep it interesting for the whiskey community. The whiskey community are hugely important, and we'd love to hear your feedback, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. We've got Mactala Whiskey and Old Perth Whiskey as our social media handles. Just let us know your thoughts.
We will talk about that in the video when we have the limited edition.
Correct.
And we will give feedback.
Yeah, wonderful. That's what it's about.
Yeah. All right. Then I'm going to say thank you very much for the opportunity to do this video. Ja, und dann ganz kurz nochmal auf Deutsch von mir. Ich wünsche euch natürlich allen noch eine schöne Woche, einen schönen Tag. Ich weiß nicht, wann ihr das Video sehen werdet oder wann es rauskommt. Ich hoffe, das war auch mal ganz interessant für euch, jetzt einfach so Einblicke zu bekommen, mal was hinter den Kulissen passiert. Neue Sachen kennenzulernen, war für mich auch ein paar neue Sachen dabei, und würde mich dann verabschieden. Ja, bis zum nächsten Video. Bye bye.
Cheers.